All right, everybody, let's get started. Go ahead and find the end of your mat. And start rolling your shoulders. Sadie's going to teach. All right. Good. Good. And we're going to get the breath moving with some soft folds today. So go ahead and take a deep breath up. And then bend those knees and come on down. Remember, you don't have to touch the floor. Just really try to round the spine. Come all the way back up. Inhale. Good. Exhale and soft fold. If for any reason you need to put your hands on your legs for support, you can do that. Inhale up again. And exhale over again. And up. Good. One more time down. Exhale. Good. We're going to stay down here with our knees, with our hands. And I just want you to begin to straighten your legs. Now, that might mean you need to come up to the shins or even higher. We're not quite warm yet, right? Just kind of working into that fold or even just a standing extension. Good. Go ahead and walk back to downward dog. Spread out the fingers. Go ahead and drive your heels toward the floor. Make sure your feet aren't together. Your feet should be just outside shoulder width or even just shoulder width. So think about where your hips are. That's about where your feet should be. Go ahead and find your plank. Tuck that pelvis just slightly. Drive the shoulder blades down into your back pockets. Inhale as you chaturanga. Exhale to up dog. Slide that back and come into child's pose. Good. Go ahead and find your tabletop. And take a breath. Exhale, sink into cow. Good. Now inhale or exhale rather, all the way up. And now we're in cat. Take a deep breath here in cat. Expand the rib cage. Good. Exhale, drop it through, back to cow. And inhale. Exhale, roll that all the way up into cat. Good. Tuck your feet as you come to a neutral spine and lift to downward dog. Good. Let your gaze come forward. Soften the knees. Step forward with your left leg. Come up to a high lunge. Good. Now put your hands on the floor and step back to downward dog. Step forward with your right and high lunge. And hands to the floor, step back, downward dog. Step forward with your left, high lunge. And down, downward dog. And then your right. Hands to the floor. Go walk or jump into standing extension. Exhale and fold. Good, take a deep breath and unhinge. Good, bring the hands into prayer. Good, take a breath. Take your hands behind you. Open up your collarbones, squeeze your shoulder blades together. So we tend to lean back on this. I want you to focus on your upper body staying open. Cat yoga. All right, we're gonna hinge and fold, and then you can just stay here or you can add those arms up. Good, step back halfway with your right leg. Good, fold into that, lengthen that hamstring. Good, inhale, step all the way back with your right leg. Sink into your hips, adjust that stance if you need to. Exhale and revolve your lunge. Up we go, back to that high lunge. Good, now take your back foot and let it turn to the floor. Then take your front foot and walk it out toward the side of your mat. We're still facing the top of our mat. We're in warrior one. Good, as we go rib cage to the leg, turn those palms up behind you and then reach them forward and unhinge. Try not to move your hips. Inhale as you go down and then exhale and sweep up. Inhale as you go down. Exhale as you sweep up. Inhale as you go down. Good, nice long spine there. Try not to bend over, but hinge from the hip. One more time. Good, straighten that leg. And now just dive over your front leg. Stop where you need to. Hands can go to the floor, but if you can't get that far, you can even be way up here. I'd rather see you with a straight leg in the front and have to come way up than bending that knee just so you can get to the floor. Let the hamstring lengthen. Good, leave your left hand on the floor or on your shin. And just open up to your right. Both hands to the floor, step back to downward dog. And come forward into a plank. Chaturanga to up dog. And back to that child's pose. Good, come back to tabletop. Tuck your feet, downward dog. Good, and I just want you to step forward with your left leg. Halfway in with your right. Split the fold again. Now inhale and step into standing extension. Long back, ribs off the hips. Exhale and fold. Come back to standing extension. And then step halfway back with your left leg. Go into your split leg fold. Good. Take your left leg all the way back and back up into your high lunge. Good. We're going to stay facing the top of our mat. Take your left leg, your back one, turn it to the side, and then walk your right leg over to the edge of your mat. Lift your core here. Pull in through the hips. Warrior one. Good. Hands go back. And up we go. Inhale. Good. Exhale on the way up. Inhale here. Exhale on the way up. Inhale here. Exhale on the way up. Inhale here. One more time. Exhale. Good. Now straighten that leg. Dive over. Good. Big split leg. Again, undo that where you need to. Good. Go ahead and take your right leg back to downward dog. Good. Just keep moving. Don't worry about me seeing you. Good. Go to plank. And chaturanga to up dog. And back to child's pose. You bring it back to tabletop. Tuck your feet, lift to downward dog. Good. Step forward with your right leg. Turn your left one to the side. We forgot this. Open up to the side. Good. Go ahead and step halfway in and split that fold again. Take a deep breath. Step into standing extension. Exhale and fold. Good. Unhinge. Big breath. Shoulder roll at the top. Good job. So that was kind of a warrior one salutation. Now we're going to warrior two. Take a deep breath. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale to standing extension. And exhale and fold. Good, step back with your right foot. Turn it, and up we go into warrior two. Good, straighten your leg and come over to triangle. Good, bend your knee, your front knee. Go back to warrior two, and I just want you to bring your hands behind you and open up your collarbone. So squeeze the shoulder blades back. Pull the core in so you're not kind of poking your belly button out. Inhale here and up to sun warrior. Good. Can everybody hear me okay? Come back to warrior two. Okay. Sorry, my earpiece just made a weird noise, so. All right. Good. Now, I want you to take your warrior two and rotate toward the front, but we're not going to move our back heel. So we're all going to look a little bit different in this. You can bring your hands here if you want to. Maybe you can get all the way forward and back. Should feel this really deep in your hip flexor in that right leg. Good, hands to the floor, heel to the ceiling. Lift your left leg up to three-leg dog. Push that right heel down. Good, flex that left foot, pull your heel into your hip. And now open everything to the left, Huckins pose. Good, reset. From here, we're gonna go to broken triangle. Take your left leg underneath to 3 o'clock. Turn your right foot to the side and open up. Both hands to the floor, come to your plank, and when you're ready, inhale, chaturanga, exhale to your up dog. Now from here, we're gonna go back to shell pose. So bring yourself to tabletop, then lift into a cat stretch. From cat stretch, just push back towards your hips. Now you should not go as far as child's pose. Really reach back through that space behind your belly button. Should feel this move into your lower back. Yeah. Hi. Good, come back to neutral spine first. Tuck your feet. Lift to downward dog. Step forward with your left leg. Halfway with your right. Splitting your fold once again. And then if you want to stay there, you can. Or we're going to take that up into standing split. Lift that right leg, try to touch the ceiling. If you want to advance your balance, you can leave your right hand on the floor and wrap your left hand on your calf. Good. Inhale, standing extension. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees, lift your gaze, unhinge. Shoulder roll at the top. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, standing extension. Exhale and fold. Step back with your left leg. Turn your foot. And up we go into warrior two. Straighten that front leg, kick the left hip away, find your triangle. Ease it back up to warrior two. Now we take the hands behind us. Open up those shoulder, collarbones, squeeze the shoulder blades. Again, try not to push the belly forward. Just squeeze the upper body. And up we go into sun warrior. So we're taking that back leg stretch a little bit deeper. Back to warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, and we start to rotate this warrior two. You may not go as far as you did on the other side. You may go farther. That's okay. And take the hands to the floor. Take that right leg up to three-leg dog. Push that left heel down. Pull the heel into the hamstring. Open everything to your right, Duncan's pose. Reset your three-leg dog. Now take that right leg through. And we open up to broken triangle. Come to plank, chaturanga to up dog. Good, and from here, back we go to our shell pose. So up into that cat stretch from tabletop, and then just lean back. Find that spot that works for you. And back to your tabletop. Well done. Tuck your feet. Inhale to downward dog. Exhale as you drop the heels. Step forward with your right leg, halfway with your left. Now, of course, you can stay here again, or if you want to try your split leg, standing split here, you can. Remember, you never have to do what you did on the other side. Inhale, feet together, standing extension. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees, lift your gaze, unhinge. Shoulder roll with your breath at the top. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Standing extension. and fold. See if you take this one a little further. Good. Now step halfway back with your right leg. Unhinge. Place your hands on your hips. Now if you're feeling imbalanced and you need to take your feet a little wider, go ahead and do that. And just let your hips press forward here. Good. Now, get tall and just come up onto the ball of your back foot. So your weight should be predominantly in your front leg. There's a chair behind you. Think about your back knee dropping straight down. Okay, I'm going to turn to the side a little bit so you can see my knee. So it's not deep. It's like a little tiny baby lunge. Notice my knee does not go forward of my toes. And I'm going to keep my posture and come up. So we're going to go down and up. Now here's our breath. It's going to go backwards of our legs. So we're going to inhale as we drop. Exhale as we come up. Very nice. Inhale down. Try to push that front heel into the floor. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You have one more. Stay at the top. Bring those hands into heart center. Take a breath. Push off of your back leg right up into warrior three. Try to point those right toes to the left side of your mat. Now that leg's already fatigued. Just do your best. Set your right hand on the floor. We're going to rotate to the left. So revolved half moon. Lengthen that back leg, push through the heel. And step back with your right foot. Come up to a high lunge. Beautiful. Take a deep breath and turn everything down the right side of your mat. Exhale into a wide-legged fold. Good. Now the leg that you just stood on should have been your left leg, and that should be the leg that's at the top of your mat right now. So I just want you to bend your left knee and walk over into that left hip. Set your upper arm into the inside of your leg. So it's like a side lunge. Sink into the hips. You can extend with the right arm if you want to. Good. From here, just turn yourself back to a lunge and open up into revolve lunge. Oh, I should really feel that in that hip. Both hands to the floor. Step back to downward dog. Good. Come forward into plank. Chaturanga into up dog. Good. Now lower that down for me. Extend the right side of your body. Reach back with your left hand and grab your left foot. Good. Push down. Try to lift that knee. You are being very needy. Yes. Good, release that. Take a deep breath, and we lift everything with that core up into our boat pose. Hands come by the heart. Tuck your feet. You can go up to plank and then downward dog, or just take yourself up to downward dog. Step forward with your left foot, and then your right foot. Standing extension. Big breath, exhale and fold. And unhinge. Big shoulder roll at the top. Inhale up. Hands come into heart center. And we take the left leg back. Good. Come up onto the ball of that foot. Weight goes into the right leg. Again, adjust your width if you need to. 2 practice ones without the arms. Just find that knee. You sink. This one does not go past the toe. And come up. So it's like a bar stool right behind me, and I'm just trying to touch it and then come back up. Okay, adjust that if you need to. Here we go. Inhale down, with the hands go up, and exhale up. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. One of the reasons I love to do this backwards is because it forces you to keep your chest up as you sink. And that's one of our big issues. We tend to want to kind of bend forward, right? There is a natural hip hinge, but there's no bending forward. You have one more. Good, come up through the center, take a breath. Good, hands can stay in prayer if you want them to. We hinge over into warrior 3. Try to point your left foot to the right side of your mat. Push all that energy out of your leg to the back of your mat with your heel. Let that leg come all the way back. Inhale up. Good, turn down the left side of your mat. And wide-legged fold. I know we didn't do revolved half moon. We're gonna finish with that. Good, so now your right leg should be at the top of your mat. That's just the hip you were standing on. Bend your right knee, put that forearm into the inner leg, drop into your tailbone, and look beyond your mat. If you want to add the arm reach, you can. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Turn those feet, your whole body to the top of your mat, and exhale, revolve your lunge. Hands to the floor, step back to downward dog. And find your plank. Chaturanga to up dog. Lower that all the way down. Extend the left side of your body. Reach back with the right. Grab your foot. And we lift the knee, drop the hip. Big stretch in that hip flexor and quad. Release your leg. Take a breath as that core engages. Exhale up into full boat. Hands to the floor. Tuck your feet. Again, you can go up into plank and then downward dog, or just make your way to downward dog. Yeah, you're going to step forward with your left leg. I'm sorry, your right leg. Now just lift your left leg. Leave your left hand on the floor and revolve to your right. Revolve to half moon. And bring the feet together. Inhale, standing extension. And exhale, hinge and fold. So we did that first cycle. The second cycle were exactly the same, except we changed when we did one move. Hopefully you feel how that can really just differ and make a cycle completely different, even just by changing one move. It just changes where we stretch. So very good. Take a breath up. We are going to work our way down to the floor, hands in prayer. Good job. Inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, standing extension. Last time. Big exhale, fold. Good. Walk back to downward dog. Good. Take your right leg, bring it under you. It's time for pigeon. Modify this where you need to, of course. We're not in a 90-90 stretch though, so reach back with that back leg. Try to roll the hip forward so that all 10 toes are on, or all 5 toes from the back are on the floor. Flex that front foot to protect your knee. Breathe into your hips here. Let an exhale release your lower back. Yeah, use your hands, walk yourself up. Good. You're going to take your back leg, that's your left one, bring it all the way around, cross over, find your posture. Good. We sit up nice and tall, and we're going to turn to your left. Good. Now, your hand behind you is just a little kickstand to remind you of where your posture should be. We're not leaning into the arm like we're watching TV or something. Good. Release your leg. And now I do want you to put it in this 90-90. So you're bent, making the letter Z with your legs. Open your collarbones to the ceiling. And you're going to push your left knee down and just try to push your hip forward. Now that's number one. if you want to go to the next level, we're going to recline this. And when we recline this, we're not going to push the knee down. We're just going to let gravity help us. Big stretch from the hip all the way down through the quad. Good. From here, just lift your knees to the ceiling and just push yourself or sit yourself up. Now you should be facing sideways on your mat. Just grab your feet. You'll be in a bound pose here. Just kind of make this yours. Bring it forward if you want to. Remember, we want to lengthen the spine. Keep the ears away from the shoulders. And come up. So I want you to put your hands on the floor and go back to downward dog. So this is how we'll get back in line with our mat. And if you want to walk that out a little bit, you can. And when you're ready, bring your left leg forward for your pigeon. Try to push all 5 toes in the back to the floor. I'm pretty sure you know you're in the way, right? Yeah. And come forward. Again, breathe through that hip. Take the breath through your lower back. And from that, come up from there. Take your back leg, that's your right one. Bring it around and set it across. Sit up tall. Good. And then just find that nice tall posture and turn. And we undo that right leg, and this time go to your S stretch or your 90-90. So now that back leg is bent. Open up your collarbones and then push your knee down and press your hip forward. Or roll all the way to recline and relax your leg here. Good. Go ahead and just grab your knees, push your heels so you can sit up, and we'll be in bound pose again. Technically, you should be facing the other way on your mat. And just relax into that bound pose. Good. Come up out of that. Go ahead and just turn yourself back into bound pose, facing long ways on your mat. Good. Now, I want everyone to take 2 fingers and grab your big toes. Good. Now, the rule is you can't let go of your toes, right? So for some of us, we're just going to be able to walk that out, right? We're just going to have straight legs. But this is a great way to increase your flexibility if you can't straighten your legs. You have really tight hamstrings. So all you're going to do is just push with your heels. And you just push as far as you can. So you may not straighten here. If you can straighten, work on walking the rib cage forward down your legs and your hips back toward the back of your mat. Good, walk yourself up from there. And we're gonna roll back, give your legs a hug. Good, take a deep breath, roll everything to your right, shoulders and everything. Then take a breath, and on your exhale, open with that left hand. Come back to the center. Take a breath. And let's roll everything to your left. Shoulders and everything. You're laying on your side. Yeah, just like that. And then exhale everything open to your right with your upper body. Decompressing the spine here. And up to the center. Now I want you to take your hands and your knees are going to come to the outside. Take your hands across your shins and grab the outside of your feet. Yes. You can rock this if you want. Just let that lower back release. This is happy baby. Nice lower back release here. Put your feet together. Drop the feet to the floor, legs apart. And today I want you to take one hand and put it at the very bottom of your rib cage. Yeah, on your diaphragm. And then take the other hand and place it below your hips. So think about your hand going below where your belly button is. Good. Now, we normally spend a lot of time breathing above where that top hand is. Yeah, not even to the top hand. So take a few moments here to really focus on breathing just to your top hand with your diaphragm. So the first thing that moves should be that space underneath those fingers. And then as you relax, begin to feel that breath move instead to the bottom fingers, all the way down. And at any point, if you want to take those legs out straight, you can. Really just focus on your breath. Notice how long it takes to inhale. And see if you can make that exhale take the same amount of time. Let your eyes be heavy. And without moving, just take a long breath in and let that out like a sigh. When you're ready, inhale, draw your knees into your heart. And exhale, roll to your side. And when you're ready, join me seated. Good. Go ahead and bring your hands into prayer and inhale up. And we're going to reach down and just lean into one side. Push the opposite hip down. Exhale. Inhale up and go the other way. And inhale up and come to heart center. And God bless you guys. Namaste. Well done. I think we officially had cat yoga this morning. Yeah? You guys have a great day. Let me know if you have any
I like the cat yoga.
questions.
Yes.
I had to share them out, the whole class, didn't I?
She's pretty.
Yeah, she's a sweetie. I can't help myself.
Thank you, Miss Kelly. God bless you.
Bye, guys. Have a great day. We'll see you Friday.
All right.